So the train in itself became almost an integral part of the journey. Because notice how when I just thought go to Toronto, it had no meaning for me. It had no purpose. It had no draw, right? Even though the voice was telling me go to Toronto, I could not really bridge that gap between idea and why would I would actually go to Toronto. So in the interval of time that month when I was kind of mulling it, processing in my mind, turning it over, whatnot, having that conversation with myself. And then suddenly one thing leads to another. Suddenly now I'm aware of a train. I'm now aware of where the train would arrive in Toronto. I'm geographically placing the different parts of Toronto on a map, and I'm like visualizing this trip more, right? And I'm also bringing it closer to like the tangible. So it's becoming from intangible to tangible. And the train in itself becomes part of the journey because suddenly it's not just Toronto. Suddenly it shifts from Toronto being the destination or some end goal or, the thing itself that you're going to. And it becomes more about like the journey along the way, because this is the part that's of interest, right? Because suddenly it's like I wouldn't go just to go to Toronto. I would go for the experience of the train. I would go for the experience of arriving at the Toronto Union Station. I would go for, going to be around the waterfront area per se. So the train became almost like a character, like an entity in itself. And also notice that on that one-way train, like I don't want to go too much into detail, but on that train I had like 100 micro experiences and micro moments, right? All of which were like novel experiences or moments, right? It's like, oh, I've never taken the one-way train. I've never actually gone on that particular train. This was also, I took the slow train. I took the CN rail. There was no Wi-Fi on that train for 4 days. I had my meals in the dining cabin. That was a novel experience. I, passed through the landscape of Canada in the winter. It was like January at that time. So that was also like something I'd never done before, right? Journey from Vancouver all the way to Toronto on a 4-day journey. So many other micro moments. There's an upper deck, so I got to sit there and then, at one point I realized, okay, I'm not about to spend this entire 4-day journey in the economy seating. So I upgraded. Like I didn't initially buy the sleeper cabin when I had booked this ticket, but along the way, I would just kind of adjust as I needed to. I'm like, okay, I need the sleeper cabin right now. So then I would experience the economy seating. I would experience the sleeper cabin. I experienced like the dining. At some point, we stopped at a place and I could pick up some like snacks or whatever. So it was just like 100 micro moments within that one experience. So the train mattered because it became part of the journey.